Hello, and welcome back to another War Thunder video, where today's video is going to be about the XP-55. The XP-55 is an American rank 2 premium fighter at a battle rating of 4.0, and in this replay you're going to see me playing on the Ruhr map in realistic battles. The XP-55 is often referred to as overpowered. In my opinion, it's not overpowered because there are many other American aircraft that have similar attributes and they're at a lower battle rating, and they're often not referred to as overpowered. An example of this is the P-38E, which I did a video on, which is a very good aircraft that has similar weapons in terms of power and has similar maneuverability to this plane and is at a lower battle rating. The XP-50 is a rank 3 aircraft that has a lower battle rating and has very similar attributes to this aircraft, including the guns. But this aircraft is often referred to as overpowered because of its climb rate as well. And speaking of the weapons, it has two 20mm AN-M2 cannons and two 12.7 Browning machine guns, which are very punchy weapons. They are very effective at this battle rating, and they are able to deal with many enemy aircraft. So the main playstyle that is used on this aircraft is boom and zooming. I noticed that when it's at speeds of 400 to 500 kilometers per hour, it's a very good turn fighter. Of course, it can't turn fight Japanese fighters, but it can definitely outturn many German and Italian fighters. This plane is very fragile, so you wouldn't want to use it as a bomber hunter. Its guns are very good at bomber hunting, but you should never use it for bomber hunting as a main strategy, since it will not work out well for you. So here you see me in the replay just climbing. As with many other planes, you always want to have an altitude advantage over your enemies, especially when you're a boom and zoomer. This plane, if you want to play it defensively, you should just boom and zoom. You shouldn't turn fight in it, even if you're at those good speeds, unless you're really forced to turn fight with it. But you're gonna see me turn fight with it in this round, and you're gonna see how good it could work against German enemy aircraft. So on the enemy team, you could see that there are lots of Bf-109s, there's one Stuka, and there's an American P-47. So I want to get above those, and I always want to make sure that there are no enemies above me. So right now I'm in the clouds. I'm trying to get out of the clouds because the clouds they really reduce visibility, and sometimes I have a hard time in the clouds when attacking enemies. So this aircraft, it's a very good performing aircraft. I've really enjoyed it. And for the ammo loadout, I use air target rounds on the 20mm cannons, and I just use stealth rounds since they're the best on the 12.7s. I mainly need to see where the 20mm go, so the 12.7s don't matter as much, and I get to use the stealth rounds on them, which are pretty good on the 12.7s. So now you see me diving on this ME-140. I get right above him and I can't attack him like that, so I get a bit too fast. This plane starts to rip at about 900 kilometers per hour, which sometimes get to, and you should always try to stay at about 800 when diving. And here you see the enemy team. They're attacking one of my friendlies, so I'm going to try to help. And first I'm going to try to get rid of the Stuka. That looks like the tank buster Stuka, but I take him down anyway. So now you can see I'm even at 700 kilometers per hour. I'm turning quite well, but the plane is quite unsteady because of speed lock. And you see I get a very nice kill on that BF on a 9F. And I'm going to go after another one. I miss a couple of times, and I cut off his wing. So now I'm going to go after this P-47D, the German captured version. It looks like I cut off a flap, but I'm going to go after him a bit more. So you can see I'm turn fighting very well in this aircraft since I'm going at those very good speeds of 400 to 500 kilometers per hour. And I light him on fire, but it looks like my teammates want to go in head-ons with him, and my teammate gets the kill, so that's a kill assist for me. So now I want to go after this wolf, and it's starting to stall, so it's a good opportunity to attack him. Now he's going to turn around. I take some shots at him. I just barely miss those two, and now he's turning, so I take a couple more shots, and my teammate quickly gets the kill before me. So now I'm going to skip through a bit because the enemy team are all at their base, and I had to quickly go to the airfield to restock my ammunition. But now I'm going to go after the last two enemies, which are both either bombers or heavy fighters. So the enemies, they're going back to their base. I'm steadily climbing so I can get the altitude advantage over my enemies, even though they're both at low altitudes. And my teammates don't really seem to be very interested in them. So this aircraft, historically, it was one of the experimental aircraft. The Americans want to experiment some push planes, and they were the XP-55 was a very hard plane to maneuver, and a lot of I'm pretty sure the two other XPs, the two other American push XPs, both crashed, and there was one left, which they put out for display. But anyway, in this replay you could see that I'm starting to dive because I saw the second enemy. There are two left. One of them is going back to the airfield, and the other one, you probably can't see them, but is flying around. So now you could see him. It's an HE-219, and I'm going to go after him since he had 3 kills and he was probably the most dangerous target. So he wants to go in a head-on with me. I'm not going to fall for that since I'm at higher altitude and I could easily outturn him since I'm about at the speed where this plane is a very good turn fighter. So I take a couple of shots at him, and I miss, so now I'm just gonna keep turning, and you can see how good I am at turning with this speed. But I lose control right when I'm about to attack him, so I'm going to have to turn around again. So I turn around again, and I try to find him, and there he is, and now he's just a sitting duck. And I chop off his wing. Prop planes mainly, but lower battle rating planes, they usually don't deal with getting their wings cut off as well as jets. Jets, when my wing gets cut off, I usually have a much higher chance of survival, but when it comes to prop planes, then it doesn't work that way. So now I have 4 kills and 1 assist, and the enemy anti-air starts to shoot at me. On the Ruhr map, there are 2 airfields, so I have to look around for both. So my teammates don't really seem interested in the last enemy, so I'm just going to look around for him. So I look at the closer airfield and I spot him at the bigger one, so I'm just going to wait around for him to take off, since it's not really fair to attack him while he's refueling, and he hasn't done anything wrong yet, so I'm just going to wait for him to take off. And I'm in no rush because my teammates don't seem interested in him. So now I'm just going to go around him, wait for the time to strike. And once I get into a good position, I'm just going to wait there. So he seems to be starting to take off. So I'm steadily climbing, and I'm also gaining speed because I want to be ready when I have to dive on him. So you could see what a well-performing plane this is. Even though it is a well-performing plane, I wouldn't refer to it as overpowered. There are other aircraft which are similar to this aircraft, if not as good as this aircraft. So I wouldn't refer to it as overpowered. So the enemy starts to take off. I have to get ready. I start to do some circles because I want to stay in that position when I attack him. And he starts to head my direction. So either he didn't see me and wants to run away from my team, which he thinks are closer to my base, or he just wants to go straight after me. But I'm pretty sure he just didn't see me and wanted to run away. So I still keep an eye out for him. And now I decide to strike. I lower my throttle so I don't go too fast. And now I'm going straight after him. He's far away enough from the airfield that it is safe to attack. And now I'm just going to dive on after him. And if I kill him, that will be my 5th kill, which is my ace. I had 3 aces in this aircraft. So I had a really fun time in this aircraft. So I'm just going to get the kill, and that'll be my ace. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video.